Hello and welcome to my full video tutorial on how to crochet hair clips. I'll be showing you two different styles of clips as well as an optional flower that you can attach and make your clip extra pretty. As a note, the written pattern is shared on my blog for free, so please check out the link to it in the description box below to follow along with this tutorial. If you would like to support me, I'd love if you can grab the printable ad-free PDF pattern, which includes lots of picture references and full written instructions for not only one flower but two types of flowers. In this video tutorial, I'll only be sharing how to crochet the 5-petal blossom, but the pattern does include a bonus 6-petal puff stitch flower. Now, the two styles for the clips include a lacy edging, which is shown here on the top, and it's really pretty and frilly. The second style has a neat edging or trim for a tidy look. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open the clip so that the opening is facing to your right side. And we're going to start by attaching yarn to the top left side of the clip and basically single crocheting around. Let me show you how that's done. So I'm going to insert my hook underneath here, pull through to attach the yarn, holding on to the yarn end here so that it doesn't come loose. And I'm going to first pull a chain through here. So I've got this loop ready. Now that's the start, and I'm going to jump now to the other side of the hair clip, and I'm going to begin single crocheting on this bottom edge. So turning my hair clip around, I'm going to hook my yarn over like this, yarn over, and go through the 2 loops for a single crochet, and repeating that all the way around. As I'm doing so, I'm holding on to the yarn tail underneath so that I can naturally weave in this yarn tail without sewing it later. You're welcome to weave it in however you want. I just find this to be an easy way to decrease the amount of weaving in the ends. So as you can see, I'm going in through the hair clip, pulling out and single crocheting. And I feel that that's probably enough stitches to hold on to my yarn tail here. So I'm going to just drop this yarn tail now and keep single crocheting along. I will go ahead and cut off that yarn tail later so that it doesn't show. Oops. And the hair clip is going to be a little fidgety to work with because you're having to go through the small opening. But just try your best and see which hand position is most comfortable for you. Now, the key to single crocheting around is that you want to make sure you have a multiple of 3 if you're going to choose to do the lacy trim around your hair clip. So we're going to work on having a multiple of 3 stitches. So here, I find it easier to count when I'm getting close to the end here. So I'm going to count how many I have. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And so let me do one more for 18. The stitch count will vary depending on how thick your yarn is and how big your hook is. But I find that 18 stitches kind of wraps this side up pretty well. So now I'm going to go ahead and crochet through to the other side. Now, with 18 on one side, I want to match the other side too. However many single crochets you have, you want to make sure you also have the same number on the other side. So I've got now 18 on the top edge here as well, and I'm just going to space out my stitches a little bit so that it looks like it's more even here. And as you can see, you've come all the way, almost all the way around. You have a little bit of this end showing, which is okay because we're going to go ahead and put a flower on it later. What you'll do now is join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet you made, which is going to be on this side down here. So I'm just going to join with a slip stitch like so. And now you are finished with part 1 of your hair clip. You can opt to choose either the neat edging or the lacy edging to go around your hair clip now. That's going to be worked without fastening off for this section, but let me show you. This is the neat edging, and this is the lacy edging. All right, so let me go ahead and demonstrate the 2 types of edgings. Here's how to do the lace edging. For the lace edging, remember we tried to do a multiple of 3 stitches all the way around. For the lace edging, you're going to start by chaining 3, skipping the next stitch, slip stitching in the one after, slip stitching in the next stitch, and that's 1 repetition. So let's do that again. We're going to chain 3, skip the next stitch, slip stitch in the following stitch, and slip stitch in the next stitch. Let's do that again. We're going to chain 3, skip a stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch, slip stitch in the following stitch, and that's the repetition. You're going to work this all the way around until you reach the very end. At the end, you will simply fasten off and weave in your ends. Here I have just finished going all the way around the entire edge of the hair clip, and as you can see, you've got this nice lacy texture going on. What you'll do when you reach the end is simply fasten off with a tail that you'll use to weave in and knot together. You can also go ahead and trim your yarn tail for that starting yarn tail if you crocheted it into your work like I did here. And if you find that your frills may be a little scrunched up in certain areas, you can also kind of squeeze your work and pinch it around to make sure it looks the way you want it to be. So for instance, I find that the top here doesn't have as much, like the frills a little too spaced out, so I'm going to squeeze some of the frills closer over. All right, and that's that for doing the lacy edging. Now we're going to go ahead and learn how to do the neat edging. So you're going to first start off with round 1 of the hair clip, and when you're finished with that, we're going to start on round 2 by doing the following. You're going to slip stitch in every stitch around. So if you want to start off, go into the first single crochet here and pull through with a slip stitch. Go into the next stitch and pull through for a slip stitch. You're going to repeat this all the way around, fastening off when you get to the very end of the round. As you work through, you're going to create this raised texture on your hair clip. And it's going to really provide a nice refined look for the edges. When you get to the end of the round, you're simply going to fasten off here, like so. And you can weave in the ends. You might want to, if you see the bottom edge here, it's a little bit frumpy. What you can do is use your fingers to just straighten out your stitches a bit. That's usually a necessary step to do after this part because of your tension that you use, or at least mine. Mine is not perfect, so I just need to straighten out my clip a little bit. All right, and that's that for crocheting the neat edging around your hair clip. We're gonna go ahead and crochet a pretty 5-petal cherry blossom to put onto your hair clip. You're going to start off with the magic ring. In the magic ring, you're going to insert 10 single crochets. So here, I'm going to hold on to my ring and I'm going to put my hook in, pull it out, make a single crochet. Do this 9 more times for 10 total. After you get 10 single crochets in your magic ring, you're going to go ahead and pull the tail, yarn tail tight. That will cinch up your magic ring. Then you're going to insert a slip stitch into the first single crochet to join your round. So I'm going to find where I did my first single crochet here. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through directly into a slip stitch. Now, to begin our round, we're going to chain 3. Chain 2, not chain 3. Chain 2, and then we're going to do the petal stitch. So here's the petal. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we're going to repeat that 3 times for the whole petal. So yarn over, insert hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more time, yarn over, insert hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. So once you repeat that 3 times total, you're going to have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 2, slip stitch in the next stitch, and then slip stitch in the following stitch. Now we're going to repeat this sequence. So let's chain 2, insert your petal, remember to yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, go through 2 loops, repeat 2 more times, yarn over, insert same place, yarn over, pull through, go through 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the same place, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2 loops. That gives you 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through all 4 loops, chain 2, slip stitch in the next stitch. Then slip stitch in the next stitch. And repeat again. So chain 2, do your petal stitch, 1 repetition, 2 repetitions, 3 repetitions, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 2, slip stitch in the next stitch. slip stitch in the following stitch. Right, and here I'm just going to go through the last 2 petals here. It's a relatively quick and easy little petal to do. I like this style because it gives you a lot of volume for what feels like minimal work. At the very end, once you have finished your going all around and doing 5 petals, you're going to fasten off with a long yarn tail, and this is what you're going to do to use to sew your flower onto your hair clip. So just pull the yarn ends tight, especially that starting yarn tail, which will cinch up the little magic ring hole. And I'm just going to make sure I pull my yarn ends through so that my yarn ends go to the back of the flower and they don't stick in the front. We want them to hang out in the back where they're not as visible. There you have it. That's the 5-petal cherry blossom, and it's ready to go onto your hair clip. So you can go ahead and sew it on to the edge of your hair clip where the end is, where your yarn end is. Basically, when you open up your hair clip, it's going to be at the closed end, like so. So you can go ahead and sew that on. This is what it would look like with the neat edging. And if you want to put it on a clip with a lacy edging, you can do that too, and it will also look lovely, like so. And these will be really fun to embellish by putting extra accessories, like maybe if you want to attach a pretty little bead to the center here. You can definitely be creative with this project. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and hope you have a fun time crocheting. Bye now!